Hi guys, today I'm going to do a drugstore tutorial with a smoky evening look that's going to be geared more towards spring. So I'm going to be using this palette from L'Oreal. It's got nice browns and warm rosy tones, and then I'm going to be putting a pop of green in my waterline. So let's get started. First off, I'm going to use my Ready Set Gorgeous in shade 120 on an Imitation Beauty Blender. I will say that I don't like this one nearly as much as a Beauty Blender, only because it's not as soft as Beauty Blender. But like always, I'm just going to start off in the places of my face where I get the most redness, which is my cheeks and my nose. And then anything left on the Beauty Blender, the drugstore blender, I will put on my eyelids as a nice base for my eyeshadow. Now if I were going to use this as a true going out look for a girls' night or a date night, I would use a face primer, an eyelid primer, and a setting spray. But where I'm just doing this for video's sake, I'm not going to do all that. Okay, you can see that evened out my skin. I'll bring the big guns when we're done doing the eye color. Okay. I'm going to start off with putting this first creamy shade all over my lid with my ring finger. And I'm going to pop that on sort of haphazardly because we're going to be doing a whole eye look today. Now when it comes to the eyeliner, I'm going to try my best to do a little bit of a flicked cat eye, but I'm not that good at it yet. So we'll learn together. Then I'm going to go in with an Eco Tools brush. It's a fluffy eyeshadow brush. I love it. And I'm going to use the second color. It's a nice rosy brown color. So with that, I'm going to concentrate that into the outer half of my eye in a nice sort of a triangle shape, just following the natural shape of my eye. Now where I have pretty heavily hooded eyes, I don't mind if some of the color goes above my natural crease because I want it to show that we're doing a more smoky look. And then after I've done all of the shadow and the liner, I'll go back through and finish my face and do all my concealing, and that will take care of all my messy edges. And like I said, I'm just concentrating this to sort of the outer half. So then I'll tap the excess color off and go back in using windshield wiper motions and really blend that into my crease. Now to find your crease easily, find your occipital bone here with the soft end, the brush end, and then just really softly push it in there and blend. That will give you the most definition. And the trick with this sort of look, or really any sort of smoky look, is to blend, blend, blend. The more you blend out those edges, the more seamlessly it will all blend together. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this fifth shade right here. And with this, I'm going to try and concentrate it on the outer third of my eye. As you can see, I'm starting to get a little fallout under my eye, which I thought would happen. Not all eyeshadows give fallout, but where this is a drugstore palette that I hadn't used before, I wanted to cover my bases. The worst is to do a full face, you have your beautiful base done, you do a smoky eye and bam, you are in up to your knees trying to clean up your shadow. So, let me get some of that out of the way. Okay, so you can see we're starting to get sort of a nice smoky look. Again, tapping off the excess and then going back in and really just blend, blend, blend. Now after I'm done blending this third color in with the second and the first, I'm going to go back in with a little bit of the first color right in the center of my eye to just bring all three colors together and blend it well. Okay, I'm happy with that. So then again, I'm going to go back in with the first color. I'm having terrible allergies right now, so bear with me. Okay, and then one more time with the blending. Now, if you're ever wondering why I'm not looking straight at you, again, I'm having to use the space that I'm filming my tutorials as my mirror too. Okay, so now I'm going to try my NYC high definition eyeliner. And it's got a felt tip end. I give props to women that do this and do this well and on a regular basis. I'm still learning. So what I'm going to start off by doing is lining my upper lid. Stopping. I'm not going to bring it down all the way to the edge because that will bring my eye down. So now I'm going to work on my flick going up and then connecting the two to make a cat eye. So for me to make the cat eye, I have to keep my eye kind of open because if I shut my eye to do it, it will be all off when I open my eyes because of the way that my eyelids are. So following. Well, maybe. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is follow my bottom lash line, but the eyeliner keeps getting stuck. Okay, so we're getting there. Okay, so I'm okay with that. And then I'm going to gradually make the line at the end a little thicker, just to blend it together. And then where I have that little sort of smudge that I don't want there, I'm going to go back in with my pinky finger, grab a little bit of that light color, and layer it right on top. So, I'm okay with that. Now the reason that I'm not taking the liner all the way to the inner eyelid is because I'm going to, in the very end, highlight with that lightest color again in my inner eyelid. So, again, I'm not going to talk while I do this. I'm going to just do the same thing, line my upper eyelid and then try for a small sort of cut. I find this much easier to do on clients and friends than on myself. Which I guess that makes sense. So again, I'm going to stop on the outer edge. So it's not perfect, but they're fairly even, so I think we're gonna work with that. I find when I try to overcorrect too much, then I really get way ahead of myself. Okay, so I'm happy with those. Now I'm going to go back in with my Maybelline Age Rewind. I don't know if you can see that. In the Neutralizing shade. And I'm going to do some heavy duty concealing because I want this to be a really nice evening look. So I'm going to start off by going under my eye and doing the triangle shape on each side, but I'm not going to bring the concealer up all the way to my under eye because I want to have the least amount right there, so when I go in with my green color, it won't look too cakey. And I don't want to get too close to my eye without a precision brush because I don't want to mess up my eyes. I worked hard for that flick. So I'm also going to take the concealer higher up my face to help with some contouring and highlighting. Okay, so that's about good. And then I'm going to go back in with my makeup sponge and blend it all out. And then after I have this all blended, I will show you how I have used the my new favorite sculpting brow mascara. Yes, you heard me right, brow mascara. Okay, so I'm just going to, like always, start off with the outer edges, but for this I need to use the opposite side so I can be a little bit more precise. And I'm just going to take some of that product and push it up towards my lash line a little, and then get as close as I can. Without messing up my beautiful flick. Okay, I'm happy with that side. Again, trying to get up as close as I can without messing up any work that I've already done on my eyes. Okay, now the rest of this I can just go for it. I can tell you one thing, I will not buy this sponge again, that is for sure. Every other product that I'm using in this tutorial I would repurchase, but not this thing. It is so hard to blend in. It is not like, not at all like, not like my trusty beauty blender. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to go in, before doing the eyebrows and set with my Rimmel Stay Matte translucent powder in 001, and I'm going to use an Eco Tools fluffy powder brush. Putting this setting powder under my eyes and down the bridge of my nose is great because then I don't get any movement from my powder. I'm sorry, from my concealer. And where it's a translucent color, it doesn't alter the color that I've done at all. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a Maybelline Brow Drama in Soft Brown. It's a sculpting mascara, so it's different than an eyebrow pencil because it not only fills in your eyebrows a little bit, it also sets them. The only tricky thing about this product, it's got a little spoolie on the end. It sets fast and it sets a little stiff. Not completely crunchy, but definitely stiff. If any of you have ever tried the Benefit Gimme Brow, that's the only thing that I can compare it to. They're similar because they're both brow mascaras, but they're very different. The Give Me Brow by Benefit sets really soft. This not so much, but I'm okay with that. So like always, I just go in through the places that I need a little help. I like the shape of my eyebrows. I just like having a little extra coverage in my sparse areas. And I like setting them so they don't go crazy throughout the day. Okay, so I'm happy with those. The other thing that I meant to mention is when using this product, you should keep the spoolie moving until you're happy with one eyebrow and move on, because trying to put a second layer of this stuff tends to end up making the product flake a little bit and it doesn't look quite as natural. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with a Milani baked bronzer that looks like that. It's got all kinds of cool like marbling in it. It's one of those products where when you get to the actual product, it's really pretty, but the top has like a foil layer that's a little too much. So with this, I'm just gonna pop that on my cheeks and around my hairline. And I'm using the same Eco Tools brush that I use to, apply my under eye setting powder. And then I'm going to take one more swipe and go down to my jawbone. And I'm going to pinch the brush, get a little bit on the end, and put it on the sides of my nose. And fix the eyebrow that went crazy with my fierce bronzing. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a Milani Baked Blush. I just love this blush. It's called Delizioso Pink, and it really is delicioso. It's like Barbie doll pink, and on the cheeks it looks like a sweet baby doll. So just tapping that in the pan and really concentrating it on the apples of my cheeks. And this is a product that I would suggest building up, because if you put too much on, it's really hard to blend out. And I don't know if you can tell, but the motion that I'm using to get the product is tapping it and then tapping it on my cheeks. This is not a brush that I would swirl into the pan and really get tons of product, because then I would look like Mimi from Drew Carey. That would not be a pretty look. Okay, so once you are happy with your blush, take your big powder brush and Make sure that you tap over it a couple times just to make sure that you don't have any lines that aren't blended. Then I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Master Highlight in the shade Nude. And it looks like this. And I'm going to swirl my brush in the center, trying to pick up the lightest pinky color and the sort of gold, and use that as a cheek highlight. Also going down the bridge of my nose and above my lip on my cupid's bow. And I'm also going to take that color, oh, I almost forgot. I'm going to take my ring finger down the center on this nice highlighting shade and put it just below my brow bone as a brow bone highlight. And that just softens the edge of that nice rose color that we used. Now I'm going to, this is a Wet n Wild Idle Eyes Cream Shadow Pencil. And I'm using the shade 132 Envy. So what I'm going to do with this is take it onto my bottom lash line, also a little bit of my bottom waterline, but really just trying to get a smudged look with that pop of color. And be very careful with your finger when you're holding down your eye, because you don't want to mess up everything you've done. See, that gives a nice pop of color. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with this first shade on the inner corners of my eye with my pinky finger. Just to give an inner corner highlight. I love how that looks. It just screams, I'm so awake, even when I might not be. Today I am, but okay. Now I'm going to curl my lashes. Now at this point I would typically curl my lashes and then I would pop on a set of false lashes. But I'm not going anywhere special, so I won't be wearing them today. But if that's something that you'd like to see, let me know. So I'm going to use the Loréal Voluminous Original, and the color is Carbon Black. It looks like that. I love this stuff. Okay. Now, this will be the 5th time that I filmed this video. My sweet husband last night distracted my son so that I could try filming it 4 other times, and I could not get that flick for the life of me. I finally got one that I liked last night, uploaded it today, and the color was so off, you couldn't even see what I was doing. So, I hope you ladies like this look. Okay, so what am I missing? I think just now put a little bit of lip on. So I'm going to just prep my lips with a Nivea A Kiss of Smoothness. And that's just what it is. And then I'm going to use a new Revlon Ultra HD Lip Lacquer in shade 565. Now where my eyes are pretty bold for me and my cheek is too, I'm not going to load this stuff on because it is pretty bold. And I don't want my whole face to be bold eyes, bold lips, bold cheeks. I don't need it all. There. Okay. So this is the finished look. And like I said, I will work on these more dramatic eyes. Something I need to get better at. I hope you guys liked this video. Thank you for watching.